I'm so tired right now.
Please don't get a second wind.
Second wind.
Because when the second wind comes along, it's like we'll go for like 2 hours. Which is what happened last time. Because you got a second wind and I was moody, so it was just like, well, here we are.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, morning, evening or night, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 255 of the JARCast, the first one of 2021. I'm your host Alex, joined by my bro Jim.
Hello.
I'm my bro James.
Good afternoon.
Before we get too deep into the show, let me shout out the Jar Media Patreon, who make the audio version possible. They get earlier videos when we have those in the pipeline, and it's not the holiday period. And your names are read at the first week of each month, which is
today.
This one.
It's this one.
They
get read on the second week of the month.
Yeah, this one. Just give us a break this once. We'll do it for the next one. Like, I don't know about you guys. I'm so knackered right now. It's the first as we record this.
Just the new year.
So I was up to like 4 a.m. last night.
Getting shit-faced.
Did you get face?
I got shit all over my face last night. I'm just drenched in this stuff.
With last night, because we got together like early, because we were like, we'll cook some wings or some fries. So I came here early. And it's like as soon as I arrived, I started drinking, and because my alcohol tolerance is non-existent, I was shit-faced by like 7 o'clock. And I stopped, so like by 2 o'clock I was fine. Went home, booked flights to Latvia, boom. Good time.
I introduced you to the story of Ricky O.
Yes, yeah, we had a little binge of a few movies. Some shit ones and some extremely good ones.
Yeah, Jim unfortunately missed out on Ricky O.
Yeah, I missed Ricky O.
I'd love to show you at some point. I think you'd like it. But we're going to do something a little bit different this episode. Normally there's a bit of structure. Oh, okay. Dude, this is crazy. What? So the TV we use is like going to turn off.
Yeah, it's annoying because my TV at home, the button for the TV remote, the remote just doesn't work because of the shitty Skybox. So when you have like a smart TV or whatever, the Skybox just controls your TV. So when that pops up, you have to turn the TV off and then return it back on. So you lose whatever you're watching. It's shit.
I don't know if I've talked about this on the cast before, but smart TVs, awful. One of my least favourite inventions.
I like smart TVs because I've had to use a Sky in the smart TV age, where you have to go to your Sky menu and then find YouTube.
Sky does suck though. You could use Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV Stick or something. Anything's better than like the smart TV. You know, time to update your TV. Time to
everything is going to have updates in the future.
Yeah,
like buy a jacket, it's got to be updated.
Well, yeah, and it like shows little ads and stuff. It's so annoying
because the jackets get updated and they just stop getting sold, and they have this new one that's more expensive.
No, but you don't update the same old jacket.
No, you
got a digital jacket that they could like patch.
How long until they have like ads on clothing?
They already do. Like Supreme, that's an ad.
Yeah.
No,
that's
but
basically
like I'm talking about like
you get paid.
What about it would be like a
billboard.
Surely it'll start with like trainers or something. There'll be like some kind of trainer that you can like change with your phone or something. And
yeah,
I don't think they're going to need like clothes aren't
smart
going to
jackets.
need sponsorships.
But yeah, going back to smart TVs, I hate that they call them smart TVs as well, because now when you buy a TV it can't not be smart.
Yeah,
you can only buy smart
anymore?
TVs.
Yeah, you don't even have a choice at this point.
I would pick a smart TV over anything every day of the week. I think they're great because I've been deprived of smart TVs for so long. But I don't like the fact that they have ads for PlayStation on your smart TV.
Yeah, that might just be a Samsung thing. So I remember when that started happening, it being like a drama online a little bit. Where it's like they're patching in ads into my TV. Because when I first got it, it didn't do that.
Yeah,
they like the updates that you don't want, like just force it in. But anyway, I started to say we were going to do something a little bit different for this episode, and then we got sidetracked by tech issues. But this is a 2021
wrap up.
wrap up of like just media. It's I reckon just lay back, just see where it goes, kind of. Just see where the conversation takes us. I've got a list of certain things, some standout movies, games, and music mostly. A couple of shows as well, but we'll see what we get to in time. What do you want to start with? Because I've probably got the most like movie stuff.
You see, I don't have a particularly extensive list, but I'm sure I could talk in.
There's some notable standouts. I reckon we should start with what's freshest on the brain, James. That being the new Matrix. We can start there. It doesn't necessarily have to be like good things, just notable things from 2021.
So I had my first dip in of the Matrix franchise with.
So you've never seen a Matrix movie?
You had a super unique experience.
I've never seen a Matrix. I've barely seen a single scene from it. Even the most famous scene, I've never bothered watching.
Yeah,
it's like it was like out of context and whatnot.
So yeah, you didn't even know the twist from like the end of the first act of the Matrix, you know?
Yeah.
So you were like, it was like a fresh experience as far as Matrix, the Matrix story is concerned. And what did you think, without any of the context and without any of the fan service meaning anything to you?
It was awful. It's a terrible movie. And I think that's not like a contrarian take. It's shit. But I found it weird because it's like, because I've known about the Matrix for so long, I thought it would be something else. What the fuck is this all alien shit? And
yeah.
But that's what the Matrix is, apparently.
Yeah, it's like really anime-inspired, kind of steampunky robot stuff. I've had this weird relationship with the Matrix trilogy ever since I like discovered them, where you watch that first one, it's like, oh, this is so cool. This is such a unique world. This is such a cool story. So, philosophical and exciting, and the action and the style of it and everything, and the grittiness of it is really enticing, and that whole, just that edginess. Then you watch the second one and the third one, and I just can't stand the sequels to the movies. So then it's kind of like, once you get to the end of the trilogy, you forget about how good the first one is, and you kind of write it off, or at least I do, write it off in my head a little bit. But then I think it was this year actually, I rewatched the first Matrix.
I did too.
But just the first one. Then I just left it, and that's what you should do. I just leave it like that, because it's a complete story anyway, basically.
Yeah, it's totally satisfying, the way it ends and everything. And I don't know if this is a bit of a spicy take, but I think the sequels to The Matrix are like way worse than the prequels to Star Wars.
I would instantly say that, and I haven't seen them.
Way more boring.
Well, yeah, to go back to the new one, that was my big thing. It's like, it's such a boring film. It's so long as well.
It's long.
It's 2.5 hours long. The action is worse.
The acting shit.
Just the whole the visual style of the movie. I wasn't expecting like Dibby shit in it, like Dibby robots and like
Dibbies.
Yeah. Now they try to do some like world-building stuff and kind of touch on these cool ideas of like the robots like having civil wars amongst each other and stuff, but what it boils into is like this really obnoxious kind of meta commentary.
It's so meta. They basically completely retcon Matrix.
Yeah, it's very like, I was about to say it's not as bad as like episode 9, where it's like, we're bringing back the Emperor. So then if you think about it, the whole conflict from the original trilogy that wrapped up nicely and felt conclusive now has to kind of be undone. Yeah. So just so you can have the story continue, they kind of have to do that again a bit. And they try to make it work, and I've seen like such conflicting opinions on this movie. Some people like love it.
Yeah,
I've seen that. Saying it's like such a refreshing take, and in this cynical age of blockbusters, and like it's a whole slant of the movie, the whole commentary of like, this isn't it shit that like it's all about remakes and stuff, and it's like super meta with like boardroom scenes like within the movie of them discussing
rebooting the game that already finished.
That's right.
Yeah. It's, to be honest, if it's where it goes after that first act where it like really devolves for me. I could imagine it having that first act and maybe going somewhere a bit more interesting, but yeah, I won't stay on it too long because Jim hasn't seen it, and I guess spoilers.
Yeah,
but
I am disappointed though that you guys are saying it's shit.
I thought it was going to at least be entertaining consistently, and there are only like 1 or 2 scenes that I thought were like conceptually kind of cool, with like putting some spin on like the Matrix gimmicks.
Yeah.
I won't say what, but I think you'll know what I'm talking about, James. There's like a couple of kind of cool things, but yeah, overall the action's way worse. And apparently, I was reading like through the trivia on IMDb, like the cinematographer who did the original trilogy wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why, because the cinematography in it is terrible, and the lighting in every scene.
It's noticeably much worse. Yeah, and the lighting was way worse. Just the fake sheen to everything, and the score. I can't remember who composed the original trilogy music, but it's really good. The original music in that first movie, especially, and it's really lacking. It just feels like a parody of itself. It's lame. But my expectations were so low because in my mind the balance was already like there's way more bad Matrix already. I guess if you don't count the Animatrix. That's what you do. You watch the Matrix and the Animatrix.
Is the Animatrix good?
Yeah.
It's actually decent.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it.
It's anime.
It is anime.
Nice.
Because the Matrix is super anime.
Yeah.
So a bunch of different studios in Japan like came together and did the Animatrix.
Mm-hmm. But it's like it actually explores the questions you have that aren't filled in that first Matrix movie in like a cool, kind of creepy, satisfying way. That's another thing. There's like no creepiness or like kind of. There is a grossness to that first Matrix movie. You know, it's like scary in a way.
Yeah.
There's none of that fear in this new one. It's kind of a generic love story ultimately at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. How is the love between Keanu and...
I mean, Keanu's just a really, really... he's not a good actor.
How dare you?
Yeah.
He's just a little sweetheart and everyone loves him.
It works in that first Matrix because... He's like the fish out of water, just like bombarded with information, and it kind of like works. And he's got like a really good physical performance with all the martial arts stuff, which just sucks in the new one. It's like such a downgrade.
Really?
I
was going to ask the action.
No, that's one of the more disappointing things to me. It was like I thought at least they were going to do something with that, because that's kind of, and I know it's part of the like commentary, like you don't get what you expect because it's like a cynical remake and it's being all self-referential and it's all the point of the movie, but it still needs to be entertaining at the end of the day to me.
And are they gonna make more, do you think?
Yep.
From the ending?
I mean, it's just like the first Matrix again.
Right.
Yeah,
that, because to me, if your point is that it's like the Deadpool thing again.
Yeah.
Like when you're
I kept thinking that.
When you're criticizing something but you're still just doing it, you can't really call that criticism. Like it doesn't make it okay just because you're aware that you're doing it.
Yeah, I felt a similar thing. I'd be curious what you think of it, but
yeah, I've been quite excited to see it. But
it's not even like funny. There's the thing. It's just kind of boring and like just another one.
It's a worst case scenario.
Just another one for the 2021 pile of like just kind of
poo,
unnecessary nostalgia based
poo.
But this one's just a bit more meta than the other ones. The other movie we watched, James, was the new Resident Evil movie reboot. It's not the Mia Jovovich one anymore.
It's a reboot that's trying to cash in on the recent success of the remade.
Yeah, the really good
Resident
remakes. Yeah.
Instantly, Matrix is like a 1. This is like a 10 on the enjoyment scale. This movie was fun because it was so shit. It was just shit, sloppy, and quite fun, and I liked it.
I had fun making fun of it. Yeah, it was one of those. And I was just so frustrated by certain things like that. There's loads of imagery.
Too small.
Yeah, like you have to go to a facility in Resident Evil, right? Like it's just one of the things on the one of the checklists. Yeah. And the facility looks like
It's just a room. It's just like a science lab.
Yeah, like a science lab, like not a cool one, like a really lame one from like a secondary school.
Like the cheapest one they could put together that they had to actually use physical.
They got like a liquor in there. That looks like worse than the Paul W.S. Anderson one.
And the dogs.
Yeah, no, the dogs especially, because we also happened to watch the W.S. Anderson one from 2002. And the dogs in that look so much better than the one from 20 years later.
Yeah, a lot of them were like practical, right?
Not that 2002 movie is like good.
We saw that, and that's shit as well.
Yeah, it's awful. It peaks at the laser war scene. That's like the only thing of note really from it. But yeah, this new one, they have a lot of fan service and use imagery from RE2 a lot. Like the police headquarters and
right.
It's the whole the problem with this movie. It's like trying to capture Resident Evil 1 and 2. And like it pushes them together and makes this kind of clustery, messy.
Yeah, instead of just focusing on Leon and Claire, they also shove in
Wesker. Then they've got Jill, and then you've got Chris.
Yeah, so two simultaneous stories going on at once. You only needed one. And they kind of use like scenes from RE2, like, you know, one of the best scenes in the whole game is that guy who's like in the jail cell and Mr. X. Like, they do that exact scene.
And Christ.
Without Mr. X isn't in the movie.
Yep.
Instead, there's just like a zombie in the cell with him that's like slowly walking towards him, even though
he's got Leon's gun.
He steals Leon's gun, and he's like pointing it at Leon. And then the zombie, it's like so bad. It's like it just doesn't make sense. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
And they make Leon like an incompetent like buffoon.
Yeah, and people went fucking mad at the actor. Like he completely disappeared off the internet because so many people were giving him hate. But it's like he was giving a shit script by.
Yeah, it's like not his fault. He was cast.
The directors and writers obviously they have no idea Leon's character. They really don't understand it. And I feel that he probably could have been a decent Leon with a decent script.
Yeah, if they like fixed his hair was definitely wrong. He needed to be more like curtainy.
He needs to be a little bit dorky.
Yeah, he needs to be dorky as hell, but not incompetent like they made him.
Yeah, he just seemed completely useless.
Yeah, it was just shit.
Claire was decent, I guess. She had the energy that probably could have worked in a good movie.
And it was like every other scene is like a character like Claire coming in and then like announcing their name. So then the people in the audience could be like, oh, it's them.
It's Jill. Like they at the beginning they just referenced the Jill sandwich thing, but you don't know these characters because it doesn't actually.
Yeah,
it's fucking really weird.
Yeah, it's really, really, really bad.
And then Ada's in it right at the end. Anything. They throw every iconography because it's like in one scene Leon's doing the Leon pose in Resident Evil 2 and it's and it's fun to like point out and be like, oh, they're fucking doing that if you like know Resi, but it's like a normal person like this movie.
It's like how it should have ended, like it's that thing that I know.
The frustrating thing is I think Resident Evil is a franchise that could actually really work in film.
But you need the right talent. I think James Wan could do it.
Yeah.
It needs the wacky. It needs the right tone. It can't take itself seriously.
No.
Yeah.
But it also has to
be serious at some points.
I don't know if serious is the right word, but it has to.
It has to be self-aware, but not like
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Not actually take the humor too far. Yeah.
Meta and shit.
But that was poopy stinky.
Probably one of the better movies I've seen this year. I've only seen shit, so that's quite
if
high.
we're on the shit, let's talk about Red Notice.
I love Red Notice.
We've been saving
I fucking love it.
We've been saving this because you watched it when I was in Canada, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
We had a fucking great time.
We straight up did. I gotta be honest, this is a movie where going into it,
Jamie, because we wanted to watch it, and I was like, Jamie, let's watch Red Notice. And Jamie was like, no, we're not watching it. Then we started watching something else, and it was like, no, we're watching Red Notice. No. So even Jamie didn't watch it at the time, and I was just like, we're doing it.
I'll give
time.
it this. It wasn't as bad as I was anticipating.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I'm known for two things. Not liking The Rock and not liking Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
So when I see there's a movie with both of them in it,
And Gal Gadot.
yeah, and Gal Gadot, imagine all the people. Your expectations, or my expectations, were so low.
Well, the joke is that it looks like a fake movie. Like the whole poster, it looks like some fan on DeviantArt made it.
Watching it doesn't seem like a real movie either.
Yeah. I was surprised that Ryan Reynolds didn't bother you more, because he was like the part that was making it like the worst for me.
Yeah,
because he's
he's
Deadpool.
Mm.
Yeah,
He is, you might as well just enjoy the movie as like he's like universe hopping, and he's just Deadpool has hopped into a different.
That would have been a
multiverse.
better movie. Like that's the thing with both of these actors that's so frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Is that when they're in something, there's no acting.
Yeah,
they're not actors.
Mm-hmm. But I guess it's what some people want. They like that. It's clearly successful.
Yeah,
like it's
people
one of
love
the biggest
Ryan
movies of the
Reynolds.
year. I was looking at like the roundup on IMDb of like the most searched, most looked at movies of the year, and Red Notice was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a really depressing list of movies. It was like
Everyone's
The Eternals, Snyder, Justice League. What other crap was on there?
I'm glad The Eternals was on there. Fuck,
was Free Guy on there? Free Guy's being mentioned a lot. That was a 2021 big one.
We've talked about that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing with this movie is that there's like a twist towards the end. And now this is not in a standard movie, it's a bad twist.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But because The Rock is so boring in every other film he's in.
Yeah.
This twist in this movie is like, it's like they used the expectation of The Rock sucking and being boring to make the movie slightly
That's
more
what kind of
interesting.
bothered me about it, though. Because that's what it seemed like. Was like, yeah, we know how boring he is. And that's like the only thing you can do with him. You know? I don't know. It's just another one of the Rock jungle movies. To add to
The Rock in a jungle.
But it's like there's two more of these movies being made back to back. As soon as they finish filming the second one, they're instantly filming the third one.
Mm-hmm.
How, like, with the whole twist done, they are just generic shit movies. Just like how we've said before, literally what we just said. When you're trying to mimic something and criticize it, but you're still it.
Yeah.
It's
pure just cotton wool fluff, like Netflix just throwing money at like superstars, and that's what sells it. That's all they needed.
And it works because it's done so well.
Mm-hmm.
So many people have watched it.
Yeah.
Everyone in my work watched it. Everyone was talking about Red Notice.
Yeah.
It's like there was another one on that like IMDb list of notable films of the year, that Zack Snyder zombie movie.
The one with Dave Bautista.
Yeah, with him, which is also terrible. But it like broke streaming records, and everyone saw it, and they're making a sequel and spin-offs, and it's like, I guess this is it, man.
It's actually it's depressing, because when I look at the poster of Red Notice, it's like You know, that's a film I never want to see.
Yeah. That's why I put it off so long.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what it screams.
Oh, The
Don't
Rock
watch me.
is wearing cargo trousers and a brown shirt in the jungle.
Let's talk about one I think we liked. You haven't seen this one, James, but Jim went to the cinema to see Spider-Man.
Yeah,
No
it's on
Way
my
Home.
list. Yeah.
Even the most jaded of fans seem to be enjoying this one.
Yeah. It's funny because going off of what we were just saying about Red Notice and that,
Mm-hmm.
this movie is very much like a product thing, and it's this.
And a nostalgia cash grab thing, too.
Yeah, totally. But I love it.
Yeah, same.
I love it entirely, and I've seen a bunch of people say that it's like poorly paced or whatever. It's all these criticisms about the story structure and missteps they took, and this might be me just totally vision clouded by nostalgia, but I couldn't care less. This movie had me like hooked the whole time.
Yeah.
And it made me feel like a kid again.
I think it's the best of that Spider-Man trilogy of Tom Holland movies.
Yeah. Which I already like all three.
Yeah.
I already liked the previous two. I thought they were both really good.
Yeah. Yeah, it fixed a bunch of the like problems I had with the previous two.
Yeah.
Like action scenes are like particularly stand out. The music's better. The whole like Doctor Strange stuff's really cool.
Yeah.
It's just like a fun Spider-Man movie. It got the Spider-Man thing right, and
yeah, because the main problem with the first one to me is like the Iron Man stuff. I don't like that they needed like another character for a Spider-Man movie. It doesn't seem necessary to me.
Yeah, I almost like it more now. Like now that's a trilogy, so it's more distinct. It's not like the main Spider-Man movie is also an Iron Man movie.
Yeah,
in the same way. It's still like a vehicle to put like the Lizard and Electro and stuff in it, and its inherent link to those movies is super strange.
Yeah,
and something I've never seen before. Like, you know, like the MCU has kind of invented this style of movie where you basically have a checklist of movies you have to have seen prior for stuff to even make sense. And this is taking it to the next level where it's like, now you got to watch movies from like a different studio, from a different age. And now it's spawned this like, well, I've seen like some conversations of people saying like they're scared of what the knock-on effect of this movie is going to be, and I feel similarly. I totally understand that, but what I reckon is going to happen, like the whole cinematic universe thing, is that studios are going to try and ape this and just fuck it up, totally screw it. Yeah, because that's the thing. It is all like at the end of it in service of a main character. And a likeable one, and it feels like he's progressed as a character, and it feels like a true superhero movie where it has like weight at the end, and it has like emotional moments, and the shit you'd want from a Spider-Man movie. So, yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by that, because I was so concerned, especially with all this nostalgia shit, how they managed to make that work. Yeah, and it doesn't feel forced. Doctor Strange is like the money-making machine of the fact Marvel. They got him working, but with that character now, they've opened the doors to movies like this. Whereas before, if they did like I think if they did a Spider-Verse plot where Doctor Strange wasn't involved and it was some machine or something, it would have been way harder to digest. Yeah, but because we've seen the stuff with that other character, if you have seen that movie, then like. You just totally believe it and run with it.
Is there a lot of influence because of Spider-Verse? Because Spider-Verse did the same thing really well. So Spider-Verse is just a way better movie.
Spider-Verse is a better movie.
And it feels like it took some of the punch away from it's not the first like big screen adaptation of that whole Spider-Man multiverse idea.
Yeah,
like, they were beaten to the punch in such a like vibrant way. But if anything, it helped it get made. Probably inspired them to push it,
take the risk really of it.
Yeah.
And obviously Spider-Verse 2 is going to be a thing next year.
That's
this year.
Yeah, that's one to look forward to for this year.
10 months, whole months. Because I love Spider-Verse. It's probably one of my favourite movies. I fucking love it. Even though I'm not a Spider-Man like fan. Like there's been times where you've tried to watch, I think it's the second one, and I'm like, I'm not watching it. I'm just gonna go upstairs and sit in silence because I just don't. Yeah. But I appreciate
watch it though.
I did.
In the end, did you still not like it?
I missed it. I can't watch them now and be like, yeah, I love them, because it's just like I have no childhood nostalgia for it. So I just see them as movies nowadays. It's like they haven't aged well.
See, there are some things that have aged like really well in them, I reckon. Like the whole Doc Ock stuff.
Doc Ock, yeah, like that looks obscene.
And it has like the best scene from like any superhero movie. The hospital scene with Doc Ock is like such a cool.
Yes, it's like the best establishing of a villain.
Yeah, so like tonally perfect for like that character, and
and it actually makes the villain intimidating.
Yeah. What else have we got here?
Eternals.
Yeah, if we're on Marvel, I mean, any developed thoughts on Eternals?
I still like Eternals.
I still don't. I dislike it more now, I think.
I wouldn't mind rewatching Eternals.
Yeah, I'll rewatch it at some point. But I'm not
I will.
looking forward to it.
I don't think I ever want to see it again.
And
no, you're just being a hater.
I haven't seen the Rings Marvel movie yet, but I've heard that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard that's good.
I think it's on Disney Plus. I'll give that a shot too.
Yeah.
The Eternals is coming to Disney Plus on January the 14th.
Nice. The last like superhero thing, I guess, is throw Suicide Squad out there. It's pretty fun.
Yeah,
I like James Gunn a lot.
You see, I didn't put that on my list, but assuming as you brought it up, I really like it. I really like that movie. Yeah. I personally think it's better than the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Really?
Yeah. I thought it was...
It's really funnier.
I thought it was way funnier. And maybe it didn't
have the emotional core.
It didn't have that heart.
Yeah, it doesn't have the heart.
But
because it just, it's just inherently way more dumb.
But it never like annoyed me, whereas Guardians of the Galaxy very much annoyed me.
Okay. I want to throw out Dune.
Yeah, that's on my list.
Yeah, Dune is a big one. I think I've seen it 4 times now, 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Like I'm finding new things each time and kind of appreciating it more and more. And
yeah,
it's just such a cool story, such a cool universe, and just that commitment to the kind of slower pace, and it's like proper sci-fi, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like full on dorky.
Yeah, like as dorky as dork can be. Like you got to read the wiki pages, and
the fresh thing about it is that it takes itself so seriously.
Yeah,
and
which is what the source material deserves. And
it's so tiresome when everything is like funny. Everything has to make you laugh.
Yeah, it's got like 2 jokes or something, maybe 1.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean there aren't characters like smiling and having a laugh and stuff in the movie.
Yeah,
it just means.
Is that what people want from like Dune? Is for them to be cracking jokes? It diffuses tension. Like that was what Marvel did to begin with, and it's why it's like it's like levity. It makes it the high stakes a bit lower, and it's like just more generally appealing. Whereas when in Dune, like shit's going down, and it's like, oh, this is like a real war hellscape, and but
you just actually feel that. Like a good example of the humor, the levity used like incorrectly to me is in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, when what's his name, Yondu, at his, spoiler alert, funeral, like a joke is cracked, and it like ruins the moment. The character, it feels like the character wouldn't say
if the joke doesn't
at that
land,
moment.
it like it can ruin a whole scene.
But it's also just like the wrong time to tell a joke. But anyway, Dune. It's a rare type of movie where you sort of. I don't see this movie as a movie, right?
Oh, like it's almost like someone found it.
Yeah, it's just like a segment of this. It's like an artifact from some ancient age. Like watching it at the cinema
in IMAX too.
In IMAX, it looked perfect. I didn't believe for a second that anything was like CG.
Yeah,
the attention to detail visually is ridiculous. The story isn't like the most complex thing in the world. No. It's pretty simple, really. But it just feels like
it's building, because it is only half the first book too,
yeah, exactly. So that's what I mean by I feel like the movie is both halves, and it will be like a 6-hour movie. Yeah, but that's so cool that we're in a place where we can actually get that, because I don't think that could have happened 10 years ago even. No.
And it nearly didn't happen. Like the part 2 wasn't greenlit. It's only,
even though he wanted to just do it.
Yeah, they should have, because now it's going to be like a huge wait, and everything's going to be like way longer than if they'd like had the confidence that Lord of the Rings it or something. But
it's just like it's an experience. When you sit in the cinema and watch it, I think that is how this movie should be watched. When you sit in the cinema and watch it, like, you're just there.
Yeah. A couple more throw out there. I want to throw out Inside, which is a Netflix, like the Bo Burnham Netflix movie. I don't know if you guys are really that familiar with Bo Burnham, but
yeah, not particularly.
I'm not. All I really know, I've seen like the odd like video of his on YouTube, and his movie he did a few years back, but it's out of the like lockdown art that's come out so far, it's the one that has captured that misery of what 2020 lockdown was like the most. And it's like, it's so well done, and it's so impressive because he like did it all himself, and it's so creative with like the little tricks he comes up with to keep it vibrant for the whole runtime. And it's just, I can't really go back to it or listen to the songs despite how like clever and funny they are, because it just makes me like miserable. But I think that's like the sign of a good bit of expression, you know, coming out from that time. It captured it perfectly.
I didn't realize it was about that. I think I might have to check it out.
Yeah, and it's got some like really good like parodies and stuff in it, and it's just really clever and well written. I'll throw a couple more out here. Speaking of James Wan, Malignant is a really it's not like amazing or anything, but I think James would enjoy it too, to be honest. It's got like, it builds to this, it's a horror movie that builds to this like twist, and it's like such a funny as fuck twist, and he like just goes in on the ridiculously of it, and it's really satisfying. You just have to get there first.
Right.
Based on a horror
it's super
movie.
Inconsistent and weird. Okay. I'm gonna end this section on The Green Knight. You heard of this one? You seen this one?
I've heard of this.
Yeah, really cool. The imagery especially stayed with me. One of the prettier movies from the year, with the striking visuals and just the composition of everything has stuck with me. Pretty slow. It's like it is what it is in terms of like the pace, but that was one of the more notable movies of the year to me.
Yeah, I want to check that one out.
There's a bunch like I've still got to catch up on. I usually like spend the year after catching up as opposed to
There is one more movie I want to drop before we move on that we watched quite early on in the year. I'm pretty sure. That's Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up actually, because I did have that noted down, but I figured.
Yeah, this movie. I love a movie that because it's based on reality, and it illuminates like a dark part of American history that obviously they didn't want out for quite a while.
Yeah, it's like a performance showcase too. Like
yeah,
treated with like real respect and like gravitas with all the actors, and that's really well done. That.
Yeah, it's just an excellent movie.
Let's move on to games. Let's talk about some games. Where do you want to start? Like, I guess Mass Effect Legendary Edition. A bunch of the shit like on mine, I was like, oh, it's like just like re-releases and it's just the same shit repackaged. I had an interesting time with that, and I like the 3 jar videos that came out of it. So we don't need to stay on that for particularly long, because you can go on the channel and find those. But
yeah, it reignited and re-destroyed my love for Mass Effect.
Yeah.
That's like
I was glad. I was not expecting to reconnect with Mass Effect 2 specifically in the way that I did.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I've got like a newfound appreciation for this game. Do you have any game to throw out there?
Yeah. Well. Okay. One that I know neither of you have played, and I haven't played it like loads. I haven't even finished it, but Deathloop, the new Arcane game.
Yeah. You like it?
I think it's really good. They misstepped in a few places, because the whole you get like invaded like in Dark Souls by this character.
I forgot that was a mechanic in it.
And it's all contextualized within the story. And from what I've experienced of the story, it's pretty fun so far, but I've heard that the ending sucks. But I'm not in it for the story. The moment-to-moment gameplay feels so good and is so fun.
Was that... Who developed it? Arcane?
Arcane,
it's like a Dishonored. It's quite Dishonored-like, isn't it?
Yeah, but the thing with Dishonored, and this is something Deathloop's been criticised for not having, Dishonored had like a morality system. So the more people you killed, the more the plague spread.
It was like a way to incentivize stealth a bit more, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sneaking around.
Yeah.
Less killing.
But it meant all the interesting stuff you could do in that game involved killing people.
Yeah, that's the whole game was built around doing stealthy, cool kills.
Yeah.
And you couldn't do that if you're not playing that
Exactly.
way.
So, and there's like a good ending and a bad ending. So
I like
obviously,
Dishonored.
knowing that, I think Dishonored is really good, but knowing that there's a good ending and a bad ending, I don't want to get the bad ending. So I'm going to play the game in the most tedious, boring way, because that's what's incentivized. I'm going to use the sleep dart crossbow and choke everyone out. And I've not replayed Dishonored a bunch because of that. It puts me off. Whereas Deathloop, the whole idea is that there's basically zero consequences. Once you get through the early progression and you become like really powerful really fast, once you get there, you're pretty much incentivized to just say fuck it, I'm going, and just run and gun, just go mental.
Just play with the system they're giving you.
Yeah,
basically.
and like push it as far as you can. And there are flaws, like the AI of the enemies sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's kind of a shame.
Yeah, they're really stupid, but when you are playing in that way where you're just like running around, because you can die pretty quick. So
it's kind of like a roguelike thing, isn't it? Sort of.
Kind of.
The whole like loop thing where
yeah. But there's 4 maps and 4 times of day.
Okay.
And the areas slightly change based on the 4 times a day.
Do you think it hurts it following on from Prey, which like everyone fucking loves Prey?
Yeah, and Prey Moon Crash.
Yeah, Moon Crash especially, I've heard, is
which
does it better.
Yeah,
Similar ideas.
Yeah, that's sort of the most frustrating thing about it. But at the same time, Moon Crash is like always stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Deathloop is like it's funny.
That's
it's
the freedom you
tone.
get from like having an expansion type
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
where it's like separated from, you can just play like the normal
Mhm.
Prey shit, and then you can play Moon Crash if you want that more.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
Moon Crash is probably like a better game than.
Really?
Yeah, Moon Crash is.
Can you play Moon Crash without playing Prey?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's like
you
a
get
standalone
like the
thing.
same like enjoyment, I mean. Or is it better to play Prey all the
Well,
way through?
Moon Crash is like straight up a roguelike pretty much.
Okay.
Whereas Prey is like a.
I've only
do
watched
they
like
call
one
it?
video on it, like from when it came out, sort of thing. So
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
bit vague in my head, but it does sound cool.
Yeah, I'd highly recommend it if you haven't played it before. But yeah, Deathloop, fun game. The invasion stuff is annoying because I want to interact with those systems, but when people, like, I got invaded early on by this guy who had unlocked like all the powers and the
Oh.
sniper rifle, and it just put me off immediately. It's like, how am I gonna?
Did you learn to adapt to that, or what?
Well, it's optional, so I ended up
Just
turning.
turning it off.
You can still get invaded by like an AI, but again, the AI isn't very good.
Okay. Yeah,
But-
that just sounds like it'd be frustrating if when you're like trying to learn the game,
You're basically
you're
Yeah,
just gonna be shit for like.
Yeah,
the
I
first few
think
hours,
I think something maybe they should have done was just not have you be invaded for a while, and then have like it be a
Once
moment.
you're like kind of good at the game, maybe then.
Yeah, and you figured it out and stuff, because
Yeah.
it just immediately put me off.
I want to quickly. I didn't finish this game and only surface level engaged with it, but I want to mention Psychonauts 2
Mm-hmm.
because from like all the trailers and stuff, I was like, this doesn't really look like something I'd like. But because of Game Pass, I just downloaded it when it came out, and
Yeah.
I played the whole like intro thing where you're going through this weird like teeth
Yeah.
thing, and it's like super creative, and like the writing was really clever too, and the way it was like implementing these kind of psychological ideas as like villains in the game, and it's
Yeah.
all like the main character's like voice and stuff being like Billy from
The Grim Adventures.
Grim Adventures. Really cool.
Yeah.
Looks stunning as well. Like,
Yeah,
the art direction is
incredible art style.
because it came out around the same time as that new Ratchet and Clank, which
Yeah.
isn't really the kind of, and all the like reviews like IGN saying it's like, yeah, it looks like a Pixar movie and all this, and it's like, I don't love the art direction of those like Ratchet and Clank and like the character designs and stuff especially.
Yeah, it looks more like an Illumination movie or something.
Yeah.
Not a Pixar.
Yeah, maybe Illumination might be a bit harsh, but because I haven't actually played that Ratchet and Clank, but I've never been. There's not like a spark of like, oh, that's like cool in the same way Psychonauts is like. Maybe I just like things that are a bit kind of weird and offbeat, because it's definitely fucking weird.
It's a really
very
weird game.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all played it, because we did that first level, we were all here, and we all kind of had a little play of it, and it feels great to play.
Yeah, it feels
It's
really
like-
good.
Psychonauts is a game I just respect, because it is just so out there. It's just so not normal, and that's I appreciate that, and I think so. I would like to play Psychonauts too. I just have not been able to get the opportunity to.
A game I got a lot of enjoyment from. I don't think it came out in 2021, but I think the version I played did come out in 2021. The Ultimate Edition of Control. From the Max Payne developers.
Remedy.
Remedy, yeah. I haven't really played a Remedy game before.
You have?
Which one?
Oh no, you haven't. No, ignore me.
Yeah.
I was thinking Max Payne 3.
Yeah, Jim has always
definitely.
talked about the original Max Paynes and how good they are, and I've always heard that and respected them for that, but I'd never like felt it like myself, and the whole gimmick of Control is like the telekinetic powers.
Yeah.
And as far as like game feel is concerned, holy shit, does it feel so, it's so satisfying.
Yeah.
And knowing they're like building like a 4-player like thing, like spin-off thing with that gameplay.
I didn't know they don't. You might have mentioned it before, but
yeah. Like that to me is like, oh, there's some potential there for some like crazy fun. But yeah, just as far as I could not get enough of that gameplay loop, and the progression, I found navigating the world like really obnoxious and annoying.
Yeah, that frustrated.
But it was worth it for me once you like start. Once you get the flying ability, that's when it's like, oh, this is like a different game, because you're playing it and it's like, yeah, I wish there was like something holding it back just a little bit. Then you get the flying ability, and that's when it's like, oh shit, yeah, this is like really really fun.
That game's always intrigued me if it's like just like design of like enemies.
Yeah, visually it's really cool. The story, like it's like, I don't know what happened, but it was awesome.
Yeah, I love the way it's presented. I've a lot of games to me, when they try and be cinematic, they just copy the most bog standard cinema shit.
Uncharted, that is just a cinema game.
Yeah, whereas there's this just atmosphere, this like actual tangible feeling to this place. Like,
it also uses the interactive nature a bit more to tell the story too.
Yeah.
I don't think you got to it, but it's called like the maze, the matchstick, something like that. There's like a set piece towards the end that is like, whoa, this is really fucking creative and cool.
Yeah, I know one you want about.
Yeah. So I'd really recommend playing Control if you hadn't. I think that was like a game of the year from like 2020 or something. But
it's another one of those games where I've not been able to play it because I haven't had a console PC that can. And obviously since I've upgraded graphics cards and whatnot.
Oh yeah, because that's what put me off playing it at first, because apparently it like ran like shit when it came out. So
yeah, that's the reason I kind of stopped playing.
Because you bought it on Epic, didn't you?
Yeah, I think
you
I
bought
did.
it on Epic.
Because I won't do that. I refuse to use Epic, but when it comes to Remedy, I got to support.
Was it an exclusive or something?
Yeah. At launch.
Lame.
But it's on Game Pass now.
It's on Steam.
Yeah, it's on Steam now as well.
Yeah, but at first it wasn't.
Yeah. But yeah, I was really enjoying my time with it. I stopped playing shortly after I got the flying.
Okay.
Thing, because it
just ran like trash.
Stuttering, and
it should be patched up and run a bit better now.
Yeah. I have started it again since, but it's just got an Apex Battle Pass to finish. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we can talk about Apex. There's been a lot of Apex Legends gameplay between the three of us.
Apex has continued to be my number one game. It's not changed. I play Apex every day, and Apex is a great game, and it's in a great place.
Yeah, it remains to be just the best battle royale, the only multiplayer game.
It's just playing it the amount we had, and I don't think I played it as much as you guys even, but it's made me so much better at shooters.
Yeah,
because it feels so good, especially it's
there's no FPS that feels as good as Apex. That's the main thing. I don't care, because this is why I play Titanfall 2 so much as well. Just moving around feels good.
Moving around feels amazing. The like different character abilities are like mostly really fun. Everyone like settles into like a small group of like the types of abilities and playstyles they like.
Yeah.
And yeah, the like new maps pretty fun.
And the thing with Apex is the last year for first-person shooters has been atrocious. Battlefield is just a mess. No, I've not even touched it. I think it's probably one of the worst games to come out in ages. Then COD, new COD came out, terrible. Then because of the new COD coming out, it's made Warzone terrible, and nobody wants to play Warzone. So there's the only consistent FPS that's like the formula's right and it just does everything as it should is Apex. Because Halo Infinite, as we've talked about, great gameplay, but it's like they've fucked up the systems that make you want to play it constantly.
Yeah.
So the only one that's like just you can get in and play and it will just be good is Apex. And it's just keeping going. and I'm gonna keep playing it. I fucking love Apex.
Yeah, I'm happy with my relationship with that game. It's just like one of these services.
You don't play it all the time. You will like jump in after 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we'll do like a whole big session, and then that's it. And you still get the same enjoyment that I do out of it.
Yeah, I never would have anticipated to have 2 free-to-play games like in my roster at this point.
Yeah. What's the other one?
Halo Infinite.
Oh yeah.
Well, should we?
Well, we made a whole video on it, didn't we?
Did we? No.
Wait, what? Oh, because it's fucked, isn't
Halo
it?
Infinite. Yeah, that video's never come out. We lost that.
Also, the campaign has come out.
We might as well talk about it a little bit. Is a notable thing we've been building up for a long time.
So we should start where it matters. I've slated this game since day one. I've beaten this game while it was down, and rightfully so. It did deserve it. They've messed this up completely, but playing it does feel great. It feels great. They've nailed what they needed to nail.
Yeah, they actually made a Halo game.
Yeah.
It's like, it sounds like Halo. It looks like Halo.
It feels like Halo.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because like Halo 5, removing Halo from it feels good. Like I think it feels like a good game.
But
it's not a Halo game. It's wrong. Like the flow of combat's different. The movement just fucks just shit up and changes it from a core foundational level into something else.
It's just an awful era for video
Whereas
games.
they simplified it. They changed the movement. You can still like sprint and slide, but sprint is like nothing really. It's like really not an issue.
I still don't think sprint should be in the game.
Yeah, I'd prefer it not to be there if I had a choice. But I guess compromises, whatever. The grapple hook kind of changes it. It's so much fun to be like a Pathfinder in the single player, basically, from Apex Legends.
That's the most surprising thing, that they've managed to make a grapple that feels as good as the Apex /Titanfall one.
It's I think they made it feel like a Halo grapple hook.
Yeah.
The way the physics work, it like never gets old, and you can like really angle it in like certain ways and pull off really satisfying just like moments in the sandbox, and it feels really sandboxy.
One thing I found is that I'm enjoying Halo because it's like my YouTube algorithm is like short clips of really cool Apex.
You're
like,
actually seeing Halo clips being shared around and stuff now.
Yeah.
And people like, I just watched one earlier today where people have found out that like you can just like speedrunners have like broken the game, and you can you can like
using the
glitch
grapple
into a pelican and then fly out of bounds and just fly to like the last level and just finish the game. Yeah, you can like really abuse the like out of bounds and shit. It's like really fun.
and it always felt like 343 was scared of that sort of thing with 4 and 5.
Yeah, that's what's so cool about the
it's like they realised.
One of the positives with the open design of that section.
In saying that they it's all well and good having Halo gameplay, but when you don't have Halo gameplay with Halo levels, you've lost something.
And especially Halo levels, you can't even, as of recording this, like replay. It's so strange. It's so dumb.
Yeah, and the thing is, I've had this itch of like I want to play PvE Halo, but
no co-op hurts it so much.
No co-op, and the campaign missions, the levels, I don't like any of them bar 1. 2.
Yeah,
sorry.
There's like, if I try and remember each one, they just blend into one. There's nothing really distinct about any of them,
and they don't have like moments ever really.
Yeah, Halo's whole thing is moments.
Yeah,
every level has that moment where it's like fuck yeah.
But it does get repetitive after a while.
Yeah,
the environment thing especially.
The environments.
Just a bit much. I started my legendary playthrough like yesterday. I've been enjoying that. It's definitely a better balance than like Halo Reach legendary. Feels way more fun. You can.
I was worried that it was going to be way too hard.
No, you can actually use the grapple and like engage with the sandbox that isn't just like hiding behind like miles away and just picking shit off in the most boring gameplay style ever. With a plasma pistol, but
that's a problem I found specifically. Was 9 times out of 10 it is best to be far away in the combat. and the fobs that you get throughout the game, the bases, you can get whatever weapons in the game you want as the game progresses. Makes it way too easy. You'll never you never have to think about what weapon you're like. If you kill a grunt and you're low on ammo and he's got a plasma pistol, you never feel like you have to pick that up.
As far as like actual open world like game design is pretty bad in my opinion.
Yeah,
like it feels like
it's
old
that,
as fuck.
you know, it's that Far Cry problem.
Where
you're being given all these tools, but why would you use all these tools when there is an objectively correct choice?
I think if I could have had a choice or say in the matter, I don't think it needed the open world to be as big as it is. I think just having multiple smaller, really large maps and trying to work with that instead of the crazy broadness. And it is cool, like, being able to go to the top of a mountain and seeing, like, all the monuments and, like, places you are going to go, like, get that side of it. But so much was lost because of that decision.
Yeah, and especially there's been no thought put into how you traverse through the map.
Yeah, you just grapple everywhere. That's one thing 343 have never got right, is the vehicles. They're not right. The way they like work in the sandbox, the grapple has kind of fucked the whole thing.
Yeah.
The grapple is like so powerful against vehicles.
Yeah, I do think in multiplayer though the vehicles are pretty correct.
They're too weak, I think, in terms of like how much health they can, like damage they can take. And warthogs.
Yeah, certain ones. I like the warthog. That's my favorite in the game. But like the banshee.
The banshee's fucked.
It's totally useless.
Yeah.
I never used the tank in there.
Yeah, it's just like all of my like concerns that I was listening on the cast for like months were basically all correct about like the multiplayer and how like just fucked like and bare bones it is, and how like it's like the worst unlock system ever in a Halo game. It's actually worse than Halo 5's. It's so fucking bad. We were just praising Apex for the way they like reward you for everything and these like mini events to try and get you in and stuff, and Halo's like aped that and copied it, but
they fucked it.
It's so shit.
It's so easy to do like a small event, because I do every Apex small event. It's just like I go on for 15 minutes, I just do the little things and I'm always going to finish it. But from what I've heard, it's like you have to just be like, you've got to do it every day or one day.
Yeah, you have no control. You can't sit down and be like, I got like 4 hours today, I just want to grind out this event, just get all the shit from it, just get it done on my own time.
That's the good thing about Apex. It has challenges, but there's like a next level. So if you invest another hour or two, you're going to finish the events quicker because you've just done that extra bit.
But like,
works.
in Halo Infinite, like the Christmas event that's on as we're recording this, it doesn't have challenges, so you can't do challenges to progress through it. The only way you can level it up is by doing one game a day. And that's how you go through it.
Yeah, that's bad.
That sucks.
That's really
And it
bad.
means like the rewards at the end, because I've been away for Christmas, there's stuff I just straight up can't get. Like the alluring stuff at the end of it, like it's physically impossible for me to get because I was like 2 days like behind. So I just can't get
I think it's a completely purposeful design that they just want like the retention.
Yeah.
In the most extreme degree, they want to be able to look at the figures at the end of the month and be like, so many people played. But it's like they're not playing if they're doing one match a day.
And there has been backlash to the store in it, but it wasn't like Battlefront 2 level, so I think they've gotten away with it. I think it's fucked as far as the store's concerned. Like, just the the response to the cat ears stuff, and it's just selling like hotcakes.
Yeah,
like,
people about
people complain online, but they're looking at the numbers probably and seeing like whales.
They're gonna be making.
Wait, the cat is like a microtransaction.
Yes, 10 quid.
Fuck. I'd buy that totally, but that's bad.
Yeah, exactly. But
so I've already noticed that, but we've complained in Apex before about how the visual style is like just gets ruined really quick. I've already noticed that, where it's like these like fucked up skins and everyone like hardly even looks like Spartans.
See,
like, super colourful. Like
it took Apex a while for them to get to that level.
So we're starting basically at that. So
that's
cat ears from the get go.
Yeah.
The game has been out a month.
Like, I'd sunk like well over 100 hours into the first season of Apex, and there was nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
The skins, the obscene skins were really kind of lore accurate, and they worked.
Yeah. When just the whole choice to have the first season of Infinite be based around Halo Reach, but then charging you for a bunch of the armor, then it's like all linked to this game that had the best like
Customization, like
armor, like customization out of any Halo game.
Yeah, best progression.
So to remind, the progression, like to remind you of that through the new one and just how bad the new one is and how little control you have over it feels lame. But that was already lost.
I will say though, the gamer has me coming back because it's so fun.
Yeah. I actually feel like I'm getting Halo moments out of it.
It gives me like Stockholm syndrome.
Oh, I have major Stockholm syndrome right now.
Yeah, I'm pissed off at it.
Yeah, I'm really pissed. You know how Big Team Battle's broken, and it has been broken for weeks.
Really?
Yeah. It's like a known bug. It's even in like the menu of the game, like saying about it. Like it's something to do with like the servers or something. Like you just queue up and it will just break. And so I activated a boost. Like, I got like an hour. Let's just play some Big Team for a bit. And I was like queuing and waited for 10 minutes. I was like, what's going on? Why is it like, what is happening? Meanwhile, the timer's ticking down. I got into one game. It was all fucked, like desynced, like laggy as hell, like super unbalanced and fucked up. And so I got like one game in out of like that whole hour. And I just felt like, fuck you.
See, no.
And the challenges as well, really bad. It's just a real missed opportunity.
Boosts are the single worst thing to ever happen in gaming. To fill your season pass with fucking boosts is actually just disgusting.
Yeah.
I hate it.
It straight up doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Do you know what's the good thing? Apex does boosts, but it's not something you use. It's just like, okay, you've just got passive boost. Do the whole season, you're getting like, triple XP. Boom, that's just, and it stacks. Boom. You don't have to use it. It's just like this. There you go.
Well, it's like at least like if you're gonna have boosts, be like the next 3 games you get double XP.
Yep.
Something like that.
No, I don't. I can that it has to be
take
passive.
that over the timer that goes down. Yeah. Even in the menus, like that's so lame.
Do you know what's the lame thing about those timer ones though? There's always a pack of them in the store for like 10 quid. You get 25 boosts. Shit. COD did it as well. Yeah. Hate it.
That's the first time I saw it.
And I had like hundreds of them because I'd never used them. Cause it's just like, what would I get?
Yeah, I refuse to use them. I won't use them in Halo. It's just bollocks. Pure fucking
shit.
bollocks.
Yeah. I'm sure Halo will come up again at some point. Yeah. I've got one more game. I don't know if you have any more, Jim.
Before we go there, I really need to pee.
Okay. I actually need to pee as well. Shit, 2 things I want to mention just before we move on to our final games. I would have mentioned this in housekeeping, but we didn't do it this week. One, we should have said on the last cast for Incringemus or something that we weren't going to have a cast this past Monday.
Yeah.
Surely the Charlings are intelligent enough to know that the Cringemas special was that video.
Normally I guess it lines up better in a year, where it's like, December was like crazy.
It was a messy month.
It was like, such a fucky month. So I was disappointed because we don't normally miss weeks.
I wouldn't say we missed one.
You see him post on like the subreddit saying like 9 days since the
Dune cast.
Like, just like I don't know how that happened. Slipped through the cracks.
Literally cool.
And the one other thing was I saw a couple comments and posts over the last like few episodes and weeks about like Podbean like ads being played on the Spotify like version, the audio version. I don't know what that is about. I'll try and look into it.
Podbean.
That's like the RSS feed host who hosts the JARCast. It's like the whatever. But apparently there's like some kind of ad that's been playing at the beginning of some.
On the subject of ads, Have you noticed anything with YouTube recently?
Well, the dislikes going.
Because obviously, when you do ads, you can choose skippable and unskippable ads, right?
Yeah.
Every channel's got unskippable ads. Channels that never do ads from a moral point of view have now got 4 unskippable ads. I've noticed it with our channel as well. There's something fucking weird going on with the ads on YouTube.
Yeah, sometimes they like update things, or like there's just like weird tweaks that fuck around with it. I don't know.
It's weird.
But like that Podbean one, I don't know what that's about. But I'll try and look into it. Anyway, the last game I wanted to throw out was Gears Tactics. That was like,
I've wanted to play that one.
really fun. I like XCOM a lot, and it's kind of like a simplified version of XCOM with a Gears of War skin. But the rules of Gears of War translate really well to that style of game.
Oh shit, yeah.
I had a really good time playing that.
I have it downloaded because it's just on Game Pass.
Yeah, again, it was a Game Pass thing. Just like Control, it was like just the right amount of like game. You know, it's like not another service that just has to go on forever. It's just like, yeah, that was a nice just game.
Yeah, it's nice to
really
have.
really video gamey video game.
Yeah, speaking of, short one I just want to drop in is Resident Evil.
Village.
We've already talked about Resident Evil today.
But do you like it?
Good game, funny game.
Mm-hmm.
The story is like the stupidest thing, but it worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
It really did.
Wait, did that game come out this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Kind of earlier in the year, but we've been getting lost in the 2020-2021 mist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are
the
the
collective brain fog where, it's like impossible to distinguish anything in that timeline.
Yeah,
I just straight up can't, and I don't know how to, I guess. It's so confusing.
Yeah, it's just been a nightmare chaos 2 years. But yeah, Resident Evil, the RE engine has the most like squelchy, satisfying beast zombie werewolf shooting.
Some really impressive like character models and shit in there.
Yeah. Beautiful game as well. I don't know how the hell it ran perfectly for me. No troubles.
Yeah.
And it looks genuinely incredible.
Yeah, I don't want to play the first person Resident Evils. That's just a me thing. Cause I loved RE2. I thought RE2 was so fucking good. But yeah, I didn't get around to RE yet.
Should do a quick shout out to the new GTA Online DLC. Make a new game, you fucking cunt. Fucking no, that actually pissed me off.
When the rumours of like Dre is coming in to
do a GTA
soundtrack.
And it was like, oh, they're just updating their like 10-year-old game now. Great.
Mm-hmm.
A game I have no interest to play because it's like, you want to do all this cool new content, drop literally like £1,000 on JARCast to even get like a tiny bit of the content added.
I swear, like the longer a game like that goes on, the more fucked the economy becomes.
Oh yeah.
It's like like it's kind of a problem in Destiny as well, where it's just like the bigger pool of shit you have, like the more like cunty
it is just that it is capitalism. Because it's like we're going to have a huge crash in the future because it's getting more fucked because there's so much more.
Well, yeah, because that's what killed Destiny for me, was when they added in that awful store, the Eververse, and it kind of just makes it tacky. It makes it like, oh, it's like a loot-based game. What are you doing?
Yeah, that stuff's lame.
But want to do music?
Yeah,
let's do music.
Yeah.
Got a few ones here, a few 2021 bangers. We might as well start with Donda.
No, don't be angry.
I can be angry.
Donda's good. I like Donda. Donda. My knee jerk to Donda was, it's Kanye, but it's kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was my knee jerk. And then I listened to it more. And then I couldn't help but listen to it more.
No, you give yourself Stockholm syndrome. I don't like this thing, but if I keep with this thing, I'll eventually like it.
No,
is what your mentality was.
I didn't listen to it to like it. I listened to it and
You
thought,
forced yourself to listen to it.
No, I'm literally saying I did the opposite.
No, you straight up did.
No, I listened to it and something fell off. I don't know, but I was like, hold up, Off the Grid. That shit kind of slapped.
Yeah.
Off the Grid to me was like the main reason
Got you in.
I kept listening to the album, because I like Jail from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
God Breathed is a bad song, and then Off the Grid is just like a straight up banger.
There are a couple of songs I really don't like on it, but I think overall there are more I do like.
Yeah,
as an experience, I like the whole album.
Yeah, me too. And
maybe not the part 2s very much, but
and I don't really like the deluxe version.
Yeah, I haven't really listened to that much.
Yeah, he made some weird changes, and
although I'm glad he put the
Moved
Andre
this one
3000
yeah.
Unfiltered single out.
Yeah, for
That's a good
sure.
Donda.
Yeah, we talked about it before.
I've mentioned this, and when I did that like JARCast live stream, there was like towards the end there was a question about like what's an album from 2021 you like, and I'm so fucking embarrassed because I was like so tired and a bit drunk, and I said there's this Little Mix album that's so good.
Oh shit!
And I meant Little Sims.
Oh my fucking god!
Bro.
Yeah.
Shit.
I just saw a comment that was like Little Mix. I was like, oh fuck! I can't believe I did that. But
Little Mix aren't even together anymore.
I know. Yeah, I didn't catch it. But Little Sims. Sometimes I might be Introvert.
Fucking. Ooh.
I was supposed to see her live in December, but it was too much going on.
You would have got COVID.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, if I got COVID from Gorillaz, I definitely would have got COVID from that Little Sims one. Yeah, check that out. And if we're mentioning Gorillaz, the Meanwhile EP is really good. We saw him do
two of the songs
live. When we saw the the Song Machine tour.
Yep.
Like they kind of debuted some of the songs there. That was great.
Need to listen to those songs again because I enjoyed them live.
Yeah, all of those are really good. And actually, Damon Albarn's solo project that's like Iceland based or whatever has a really good song on it. I've been listening to a lot.
Yeah. Cool.
Royal Morning Blue.
Yes.
Big fan of that. Do you have any throw out there, Jim?
Speaking of Iceland,
I think it was Iceland.
So I've been gradually going through Death Stranding again, and there's low raw songs that play periodically throughout the game. It's such a change of music taste for me to go to something that sounds like so serene and sort of
it's almost more ambient.
And ooh sad boy sort of vibes. But I love the singer's voice. I don't know his name, but I love his voice, and I just love what they're going for. So the album Maybe Tomorrow by Low Raw, I've listened to that a whole bunch.
Whenever I hear Low Raw, I like what I hear.
Yeah, there's just a weird thing. It's like a problem with me thing. When it comes to music like this, like I feel like I'm not allowed. Do you know what I mean?
No, what do you mean?
No, because it's like ooh sad boy. You know, like James makes fun of my music taste for not being hard enough.
I do make fun of your music taste a lot.
Yeah, because James.
No, I have
James
reason. I have reason for that
because your toxic masculinity.
No, I have reasons for that because the only time I ever listen to your music taste is when we go to McDonald's, and it's only been for an entire year. Donda and Tyler the Creator. I have good reasons to mock your music taste.
No, that's simply not true. It's because whenever something else like Low Raw would come on, you'd be like,
"Wow, cringe," and then forcefully change it.
Yeah, pretty much. And you'd be like, wow, your music taste just isn't hard enough. It's like, what? So maybe it's all I take back what I said about it being a problem with me, and it's a problem with James that he's making me insecure about my music taste.
James, no, you shouldn't be insecure about your music taste, because I literally listen to K-pop while you're in my car.
Yeah, but I'm not rude about it.
You are. You literally forcefully changed it when you were in my car.
No, I vibe. The driver gets decision.
And obviously, Tyler, the Creator.
Yeah, seeming as you brought him out.
Call Me If You Get Lost.
Call Me If You Get Lost.
Yeah.
Great album. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, and honestly, I know I say this kind of shit a lot because I exaggerate, you know?
Yeah, we all do.
But I think this album has my favourite song of all time on it.
Really?
The amount of times I've listened to it, Corso.
Mm-hmm.
There's genuinely something about it. The themes, he's just being so fucking honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect it, and it sounds...
Yeah. I got a couple standouts
great.
from that one too. I can't remember their names, but really fucking good.
Yeah, to me, that there's only one song that I'm not crazy about, and even then, it's only like the first half of the song I don't really like. I really like the second half,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the song that follows Corso.
Okay. How do you rate? What's your favorite album of his?
Of Tyler's,
Mm-hmm.
Still Eagle.
Okay. I want to throw out I Don't Live Here Anymore by The War on Drugs. This is like a recency bias one for me. The last few days I've been listening to this album. It's got some really good songs on it.
Yeah, I listened through it a while ago, but I've only really been obsessed with one song from it.
Yeah. I've got 3 or 4 I really like
Okay.
on it. Yeah, it's still early thoughts on that one though. Of like where it sits in. I think it's better than their previous album. More distinct.
Mm-hmm.
Because that they were falling into seems a bit kind of similar to the previous album like thing going on, but
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
This is the only album of theirs I've listened to other than what's the other one called that I know?
I can't remember their names.
It's like
I remember
Lost in the Dream or something.
Yeah, I remember the album covers like more.
Yeah,
than,
I remember
and this album has a terrible cover. It's
I hate
awful. It's like a white square with them drinking a cup of tea and a triangle in the corner. It's really
it
weird.
looks like a dude walking in snow with a guitar and a cup of coffee
Mm.
and a plaid shirt. It's just like the most
Yeah, it sucks. But
hipstery sort of shit, but
yeah.
yeah, I like their sound.
Mm-hmm. You probably like this more than me, but An Evening with Silk Sonic?
Yeah, I did. It's not high art or anything, and it's goofy as fuck, and I just laugh listening to this album
Mm-hmm.
because it's just horny as fuck.
Oh yeah.
That's basically the album. It's horny and then being stroppy about like
Yeah.
not very important shit. And I like just having an album that in total contrast to Low Raw, it just makes me smile and feel happy.
Mm-hmm. I'm a big Anderson .Paak fan. I think he's really fucking good. I don't really listen to Bruno Mars particularly.
Yeah, this album made me like Bruno Mars,
Mm-hmm.
whereas before I
It's
wasn't
a
really
surprisingly
fussed.
good combo.
Yeah,
Especially like whatever the singles were they released for it. Those are still probably my favorites.
yeah, Smoking Out the Window in particular.
I was pleased to see Thundercat on there as well. Cause
Yeah, I love that song.
Thundercat is one I got into in 2020. Loving in Stereo came out, the Jungle album as well.
The drum and bass
Yeah, of
music
course.
genre.
Which is good. And just 2 more throughout the Turning Wheel by Spelling. Really good. That's also kind of a new one for me. I've been going through. And I want to shout out our uncle's EP that they put on Spotify.
Yeah.
The Build Back Better EP by PopGang.
Mm-hmm.
If you want obscure, go find
Yeah,
that.
that's indie as indie can get.
Yeah, that's and Jarlings will like that the cover is like the proto pisser.
Yeah, it's the original pisser. It's pre-pisser.
What do they call it? The Hellcat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So go check out Build Back Better EP on Spotify. Any other music to throw out there? What about you, James? Did you have anything musical that stood out to you, or was it kind of the same?
It's kind of the same. I've mainly listened to stuff that isn't this year. I've just gone back. I've just gone backwards to listen to things I should have listened to. So I've not really got many to talk about.
Yeah. But to be honest, the artist who's like defined the year for me is MF Doom, because I had the like David Bowie thing of where like I wasn't that familiar with the discography, but then when they passed away, it kind of was the unfortunate spark that got me in. But God, there's so much good shit. Oh, there's so much good stuff, and just the wordplay. I just can't get enough of how creative that writing is.
The monkey.
So I mean, as we kind of simmer down now towards the end, it's the TV section, but I don't really have anything too new. These are just kind of notable things I checked out in 2021 as far as TV is concerned. I watched like all of Attack on Titan.
You did.
Did I mention it on the cast? I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure we talked about it briefly.
But I watched all of it, and then I went and read the manga to the end. Because I'm torn on it because I don't know how much of the bad writing is because of bad translations. Because I don't think when I was reading it, it's officially been translated and released in the UK, or so it's really hard to tell. Because that's like an art in and of itself, like translating the stories. Because
there's with the pain with anime or manga is just like it's finding that one good translation group. It's knowing that group, because I've watched like Initial D with a different group, and it's like shitting hell. That's like a huge difference. So it's like you can get some really obscure series where the people who've translated it, it's like a shit translation. And it just will ruin your experience.
Well, yeah, localizing's like an art in and of itself, so I don't want to be too cruel, but I think I was like super disappointed with where it goes and how it ends. I thought it was like so bad, but
yeah, because I watched season 2 and 3 this year as well. And it's like I don't know if my expectations and standards were too high as well for the show, but when the like Titan fights turned into like that kind of CG style as opposed to it was CG that had hand drawn like design. It was like,
it doesn't look as good as those first couple of seasons, and then after that point, like I get it, like the scale gets to such a degree where they would need unlimited time and money basically to achieve some of the stuff that they have to achieve, but at the same time it's like it doesn't have the same effect on me. Something is lost, but I still read the whole thing. I mean, I enjoyed myself for what it was worth, but yeah.
Great first season, one of the best.
I watched the HBO Watchmen show.
The Trent Reznor soundtrack.
Yeah, that's actually the main reason I watched it.
I wanted to watch it.
I'd had some of that soundtrack on my Spotify ever since it came out, but I'd never had it contextualized by what actually happens in the show. But amazing soundtrack, and it made me kind of respect the writer of it more. It was the guy who's got a bit of a rep for these like awful. I think he's been linked to like J.J. Abrams and Lost. It's like one of those guys, but the angle, it felt like an Elseworld like Watchmen take, where it's like modernizing it in a way that it's like clever. It's like a fun spin, and it's not like overriding the original or anything. Like the original still happened, and it has some really memorable, cool characters. Like the Buster Scruggs guy is like such a standout in my mind. I really like that character actor, but yeah, it's cool, clever. Watchmen is just an interesting universe. It doesn't fully come together, and there's some weird stuff in there, some bad dialogue here and there, but overall I thought it was really cool, up to the HBO standard. Another HBO thing, actually there's a lot of HBO here. True Detective season 3 I checked out. It's okay. I just feel like season 1 was abnormally good.
Yeah, I
so
still need to
anytime you
rewatch
try
that.
and follow it up, it's like never the same. It
Mhm.
never reaches the same heights. You never have as good as the like lead 2 actors you're gonna have. Like it's never the same
Yeah.
as that first season. It never has the level of dialogue or the like dramatic moments, and just that bayou setting of that first season is just so cool. Like so creepy and fucking weird, and like spinning the true crime angle to make it feel fresh, even though it's like so done to death type thing. Whereas season 3 is a bit more like, yeah, this is true crime like stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, like
Good
standard.
actors, good drama. It does kind of vaguely link back to the first season, which the second season doesn't do.
Mhm.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. It was okay. And another HBO thing was Euphoria. Really cool. Really stylish. I would describe it as kind of like if 13 Reasons Why was done well. It's not about like suicide or whatever in the same way, but I just mean like the high school setting,
Right.
playing around with like mental health topics and drug abuse and this kind of thing, but attaching it to like really realistic, well-performed characters. Zendaya does a really good job in the lead. Really satisfying, like building up story. Yeah, that's a really good one. Super stylish in the way it's presented as well. Really memorable camera work. Only other big one was I've like checked out that Netflix show The Crown, like a big chunk of it, a few seasons of it. I saw all of the Doctor Who guy, who's looks like a caveman. It's Matt something.
I know who you're
You
on.
know.
Yeah, the football one.
Yeah, the football one. He was really good. He was awesome. Yeah, really good performances. It's really well written. I don't know how much is exaggerated for dramatic effect. I'm sure a healthy amount, but really interesting. I don't really care about the royal family and have my own personal issues with them, but it's very critical of the whole idea, and it doesn't shy away from the stuff you like want to see, the drama that like probably was happening behind the scenes, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like
That's that. It surprised me that you started watching it, and it surprised me more that you liked it.
mm-hmm.
And it makes me rethink whether I should try it, because I just assumed it was like kind of jerking off the royal
That's what I
family or
assume
something.
too, because we're just so used to that kind of
Yeah.
thing in the UK, like just jerking off the royal family all the time, but no, it's way more critical of the idea, and like just elements of history that I was like, wait, is this like real? And then you like Google it and you're like, holy shit, and you reading through historical like just craziness you had no idea
Yeah.
went down. It's like a fun way of an entertaining way of kind of exploring the royal family, because I've genuinely never really given a fuck about their standing and despite their importance to the nature of the country. But those are kind of the big TV ones for me, if you guys have any.
I honestly couldn't and can't think of any standout TV shows I watched.
I watched Squid Game.
Squid Game, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I watched Squid Game.
I was ill.
That kind of is the 2021.
Like it's
It must be the biggest show from the year.
It's huge. Everyone knows Squid Game, but it is good. It's a very good series. Just one and done. Watch it. Have fun.
Yeah.
That's it.
The more time I've had away from it since, the more I've grown to really not like the ending.
Ending is shit.
Yeah, the ending wasn't great.
But I don't mind really.
Mm.
It was fun, entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking cliffhangers. It did that thing where like it was the tug of war episode, the one before they actually do it, and it was like 11 at night, and I was like, okay,
Yeah,
this
I
will be
had a
my last
similar thing.
episode. Get to the tug of war bit, and then I had to fucking continue watching.
Mhm.
Piss me off.
It was extremely bingeable in that way.
That's how I binged
But
it.
it's the type of writing where you're like, how would this hold up on a second rewatch type thing? Is it like one of the like, you know, is it going to stand the test of time quite? You know.
Yeah, and it's again like with Attack on Titan, with some of the writing feels super like on the nose.
Oh yeah.
The way characters talk to each other.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, there's loads of like awful dialogue.
yeah. But
It gave me that like pit in my stomach feeling that like good horror does to me.
Yeah.
Like
I know
that
exactly.
first episode with that, you know, the game,
yeah,
with the light or whatever.
The light, the doll, the big doll,
the
and it
doll,
turns.
and
Yeah.
it spins his head around.
Yeah.
You know, everyone knows. It's like, oh yeah, this is like gross and like fucking vile and
yeah, scary.
horrible and scary to watch. Yeah, it is bingeable as fuck.
Mm.
And the memes as well, pretty good.
Yeah,
That iconic Toby meme, Squid Game Toby meme, the best fucking meme ever. I know that we're forgetting meme of the year. Don't worry about these shit movies and these shit games. The meme of the year is the only one that people actually care about, and it is the Tobey Maguire Squid Game meme. He hasn't seen it, but it is the best fucking meme.
you're gonna have to show Alex then.
Would you want me to find it on here? Is it like a what is it?
Is it a video? I
Yeah,
can't-
it's
I quite like that song that they always play in Squid Game.
yeah. It started pissing me off.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird, but
Yeah,
it does get repetitive after a while. But it's whenever I like see a meme that has it in, I'm like, oh yeah,
yeah, it's funny.
that's very.
But it pissed me off, but it felt like in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Alex. Just go on YouTube and type in Spider-Man and Squid Game, and you'll get the fucking video.
You're saying this is the best movie of the year, and you're
Yeah.
saying earlier that you have no attachment to the Toby shit. In terms of just-
The memes have made the attachment. I love it.
yeah, that was a good video.
That's my meme of the year.
You have a meme of the year, Jim?
The memes this year have been shit.
I like the cat with a wig on.
Is that one?
Shit one.
It's one I've seen.
Yeah, I can't think of like any memes from 2021
Big Chungus.
because
Wait,
it's just.
No.
Oh yeah,
That-
I like
no.
What in the Matrix Hell from Space Jam: New Legacy. I like making fun of that.
That's not a meme, bro.
I like
That film was memed. Well, it depends how you define meme, right?
Oh, was
in the
John
Matrix
Cena speaking Chinese, speaking Mandarin? Was
That
this year?
was
That's
a
my
this-
meme of the year.
that is a good meme. Okay,
That's
let
definitely
me.
my meme of the year.
I'm going on Google and I'm typing memes of 2021.
I bet like what's that meme like encyclopedia bullshit website?
Oh fuck, we got the evergreen memes this year. I fucking forgot the evergreen situation. The boat in Suarez Canal.
Oh shit!
That
my
fucking was
God.
this year in March.
Dude, yeah.
That was pretty funny.
The Bernie Sanders meme.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Gatekeep gaslight girl boss. Another meme this
That
year.
was this year.
Yeah.
This shit's.
This has been a long ass year, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, some of these memes are fucking shit.
Yeah. Well, that's always the case. Well, should we wrap up?
Yeah, I think we're done for now. A lot of stuff to cover. Some stuff got more than others, but whatever. I'm tired.
I'm tired too. Happy New Year, motherfuckers.
Make
New Year.
22 go hard. Go to Latvia. Do it.
The one Latvian Jarling is going to be so
He's already
pleased.
messaged me. He was like,
Really?
"Can we go to meet you, man?"